At a time when California public schools are failing our children with low test scores and woke curriculum, they're now attacking the only alternative a lot of parents have: charter schools. Coming up, we'll tell you how charter schools are on the chopping block in the state of California and how we're fighting to save them. I'm Carl DeMaio, chairman of Reform California, and I'm a big supporter of charter schools, and I hope you are too. Let me explain first what a charter school is and why the special interests that have ruined our public schools in California are trying to destroy them. A charter school is a public school. It is funded by your taxpayer money. But a charter school is different than your local public school. It is a specific school run by a board of directors that uses an innovative model for instruction. These charter schools tend to specialize in certain types of kids or specialize in certain types of instruction. The charter schools form and are held accountable for academic standards, like any school. But the charter schools are actually given increased scrutiny because we give them flexibility. For example, many charter schools do not have, are you ready for it? Unions. Oh, you know where this is going. That's right. The charter schools are very flexible, streamlined, and innovative in their approach, in their management, in their instructional criteria and philosophy. There's a lot of charter schools in the state of California, and they've been doing an amazing job for our kids. In fact, charter schools produce better academic outcomes on all the standardized tests when compared with their traditional public school peers. And charter schools also provide competition. It provides diversity of selection for parents. And that's why I think we need to keep charter schools. But charter schools are being attacked in California, and they are on the chopping block. And the reason is powerful teachers unions. They want their money. That's right. They know that charter schools tend to be non-union, overwhelmingly are non-union. And those unions don't want any employees working without being forced into paying the union dues. And of course, the politicians want those dues to be paid to the unions because the politicians get campaign contributions from the unions. You see, if you follow the money, you'll find why what's really driving this controversy on public schools has nothing to do with our kids, and that's a shame. It has everything to do with campaign contributions for politicians and money for union bosses. It's outrageous, and we need to call it out. Let me give you a couple examples of what's happening. Here is a piece from Cal Matters just from a few months ago. Unions strike a major blow in long-running conflict with Los Angeles charter schools. Now, before I begin, let me just say Los Angeles Unified School District is an absolute dumpster fire. In fact, frankly, it's worse than a dumpster fire. I think dumpster fires look good compared to Los Angeles Unified School District in terms of how epically it has failed the students in that area. Across the state of California, to put some perspective into this, 2/3 of California students are failing math proficiencies in traditional public schools. A majority of students are failing reading and writing proficiencies in traditional public schools. 80% of Latino and African American students, low-income students, are failing all the proficiencies in traditional public schools. But charter schools have consistently shown much higher academic achievement for their students, particularly low-income Latino and African American students when compared with their public sector cohorts. But the union in Los Angeles has controlled the school board for a long time, and they are now attacking the charter schools. Under a new policy, it bars the school district from giving space, facilities to charter schools. Now, most charter schools, if not all of them, most, I would say, there's a handful that are not in this category, they are able to use the public school facilities, whether it's sports facilities or even classrooms. And so remember, these are public schools still. They're funded by taxpayer money, and you, the taxpayer, are paying bond money for facilities. The charter schools should be able to operate out of those facilities like any other public school. But under LA Unified School District's discriminatory anti-charter school policy, the charter schools will be barred from a major segment of any of the facilities. Half of the district's 52 charter schools that share campuses and serve roughly 11,000 students would be forced out of their facilities, meaning that they would have to come, they would have to go to the open market and try to find classroom space. Very expensive. It would destroy their efficiencies. And this is by design. Excuse me. The union wants to shut down the charter schools, which leads me to the second point. The charter schools are under the gun by virtue of state law. During the pandemic, the charter schools were given a temporary reprieve on going before school boards for reauthorization. I mean, remember, these charter schools are held accountable for academic and fiscal performance. So they get reviewed periodically, and they have to get their charters renewed. It's part of the transparency and accountability. But during the pandemic, that was put on hold, and now those charter schools are coming up for renewal. What was also put on hold, you guessed it, except in the most rare cases, authorization for charter schools has been put on hold. Now, who gets to decide whether a charter school gets renewed? And all these renewals are coming up in 2025, 2026, 2027. The school board for every district. There's an appeal. If a charter school is rejected, it goes to the county board of education for the appeal. Who controls the school boards? Who controls most county board of educations? That's right, the government unions. And so this is self-dealing at this point. And there's now an effort underway to shut down as many of our charter schools in California. They're all on the chopping block. Here's a story. The nation's biggest charter school system is under fire in Los Angeles. Why? Well, we've got enrollment, the almighty dollar, driving the issue. I want to share with you this chart from Los Angeles Unified School District. This is enrollment at LA Unified School District. Notice anything? Two things to take note of. Enrollment in Los Angeles Unified School District has been plummeting. Right here on the overall bars, from over 700,000 students in 2002, dropping down in 2014 to middle 650s, dropping below 600,000 in 2018, and now hovering in the mid 500s. Total enrollment is down in Los Angeles Unified School District because parents are fleeing with their kids to other districts, and they're fleeing to other states. Enrollment is down in every public school district in the state of California. And why is that important to understand? Because in California, we follow a funding follows the child model, where the school district gets state taxpayer money on the basis of average daily attendance. As LA Unified School District hemorrhages students, loses their customers, they lose money. Here's the other thing on this graph that you need to look at. Look at the charter school percentage. Total charter school enrollment has gone dramatically up. That's the dark blue bar here. from it is amazing. 51,000 students in 2008 to more than double in 2021. So what happens there? You've got declining enrollment, so less money for the school district coming in. So that creates a budget pressure. You've got all these facilities, because most school districts have too many facilities now because of the declining enrollment, but they're out there still offering bond tax increases. Again, don't vote any bonds for school districts because it's a waste of money. All these districts are sitting with all these excess facilities with declining enrollment, and there's a cost of carrying all those facilities. In LA Unified School District, they want to kick the charter schools out of the facilities, meaning they'll have vacant facilities paid for by taxpayers, and then the charter schools have to go find private facilities. So it's insane. This is a real scam. No one in the media wants to report on it. A waste of all these empty classrooms and empty school buildings. And they're looking at the charters, increasing their enrollment, saying that's money that should go to us. This is not about the kids. It's not about academic performance. This is about a greedy money grab by the teachers' unions and bureaucrats in the traditional public schools. This chart shows it all. An increase in charter school student enrollment because parents like charter schools, and charter schools are better. And a massive drop in overall decline, in overall enrollment for the school district as a whole. It's a money issue. Here is the state number. So here's a chart that goes back to 2014. So overall enrollment in all California school districts, 6,235,000 in the 2014 school year, plummeting down to 5.8 million, and it continues to go down. It's going to continue to fall. But charter school enrollment as a percentage of the number continues to spike from 8.5%, 8.7% in 2014, all the way up to 12.2%. Look, I think charter schools are amazing and good, but I want to go one step further. I believe that every child, their parent, should receive an education savings account and be able to take their money to a private school district as well. The horror. If you move the money, if you empower parents with money, and again, these are tax dollars that they've already paid, okay? You will get better educational outcomes because it creates a Darwinian system that will cleanse us of bad performing schools and empower and give resources to schools that are performing well and pleasing parents in helping kids achieve their academic outcomes. We have to put the education savings account, school choice program into place. But in the meantime, our best option for kids and their parents are charter schools, and they're under attack. So what's happening in the next several years? In the next 2 years, as I mentioned, all these renewals for charter schools are coming up. So I'm urging you to take an active role at your school board meetings and demand that the school board stand behind the innovative model of charter schools. Contact your school board members and demand that they support the charter school movement. In addition, we need to elect better school board candidates. That's where Reform California comes in. We recruit, train, mentor, and endorse and support with our voter guides quality school board candidates who are committed and supportive of charter schools. And they want to hear from parents. And they want to make sure that the kids' interests are governing every decision at the school board. They want to get rid of the controversial and toxic curriculum. I urge you to go on our website, reformcalifornia.org, click under the School Board Reform tab, takes you to this page here. You can get directly to it by going to supportcaparents.org, supportcaparents.org. Share the information on this page and chip in a contribution. We need to support quality school board candidates, recruiting them, mentoring them, training them, endorsing them, and supporting them with our voter guide. And we can only do that if you contribute to our school board reform efforts at reformcalifornia.org. Also, join a parents coalition in your area. We'll connect you with other advocates in your school district who want common sense. And of course, during the election, make sure you get that voter guide. You can sign up for our voter guides online. Here it is at the bottom of each of our pages on reformcalifornia.org. Sign up to get our voter guide, which endorses pro-charter school board candidates in every district. First name, last name, email, phone, and zip code is all it takes to get our free voter guide every election. We send it to you the first week of October. Ballots hit the first week of October as well. We need to stand up for these charter schools and stand up for our kids. Join the fight at reformcalifornia.org. Until next time, Carl DeMaio, Chairman of Reform California. Help us break through the censorship of the liberal media. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and smash that notification button so you can stay up to date on all the developments in California news and politics. Also, please visit the website, reformcalifornia.org, for ongoing news coverage and to join one of our campaigns in the fight to take back our state. If you can, please sign up as a volunteer or chip in a contribution. This episode of Reform California with Carl DeMaio, paid for by Carl DeMaio for State Assembly 2024.